Greetings, my fellow human beings. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, and I'm your host, Eli King. This is alternative news media, people. You will only get the truth here on this network, the Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Yes, my friends, we will give it to you all. All right, that's enough of that. Thank you for joining me, people. Wonderful Saturday. It's nice and cold out there. I got the good guy behind the boards today, so I have a feeling it's going to be a good show. So let's get it started. The main topic today, of course, is going to be pink ribbon fraud. Being that it is the last Saturday of October, I want to remind everyone about this little pink fiasco that's going on with the NFL and the Kentucky Fried Chicken and the Diet Coke. You know, everybody wants to wear pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's nice. I think that's wonderful and all, but you see, it's a total fraud going on. The corporations have brought off this pink ribbon thing, okay? Because the original founder of the pink ribbon or the Breast Cancer Awareness Month is actually a lady called Charlotte Haley. And she is now 69 years old. And it says here, as an awareness tool to expose the fact that the National Cancer Institute spent virtually none of its budget on cancer prevention today, that ribbon, which was originally salmon color, has been hijacked by corporations and turned pink for the purpose of raising gobs of money in the name of finding a cure. Raising money has become the priority regardless of the consequences, said one woman interviewed for the film Pink Ribbon Fraud. There's a documentary out there. And she says if people actually knew what was happening with this money being doled out or being donated to the I believe it's the Susan G. Komen for the cure, where they're not even actually searching for the cure. It seems like they're spending all the money on vacations and such. So I think there should be an investigation brought forward on where this money is actually going, on any charity, any donation. You know, these things should be looked into. Because if I'm donating my money, I want to know it's actually going to for a cure or for prevention or, you know, a treatment. But you got companies like Diet Coke who have, everybody knows, or if you're a regular viewer of this show, you know Diet Coke has tons of aspartame in it. Aspartame is known to give tumors to mice and will most likely give cancer to human beings. So, I mean, you got to think before you donate to these causes. You got to make people aware of what's really going on with the pink ribbon fraud, because you know a lot of these companies they have a lot of carcinogens in them that they promote, the shampoos, the food, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you know, think before you pink, basically. And you know, if you're gonna donate to anybody, donate to Charlotte Haley. She is the real founder of the salmon color pink ribbon, and she will actually use that money for breast cancer research, because we all know it's breast cancer is bad, and breast cancer and cancer overall has gone up in this country. I mean, gee, you got Fukushima leaking, you got all sorts of nuclear disasters going on, and the EPA says let's raise up the levels. Don't worry, it's safe. Over on the West Coast, you know, you got tobacco testing positive for radioactive, whatever they call it. The cows, their milk, their udders, the milk is coming out radioactive. I mean, they're killing us off slowly, my people. They want to bring the population down to about 2 billion. Well, I'm just quoting Ted Turner, my friends. So yet again, corporations are selling pink ribbons in their name of breast cancer that contain chemicals linked to an increase of breast cancer. Cosmetics and household cleaning products are to blame for some of these cases of cancer, and they give no funding or real prevention, just prevention through drugs and pharmaceuticals industries instead of focusing on chemicals and chemtrails. Yes, people in New York, please look up. Tomorrow morning, they like to hit us on Sundays. Look up in the sky. Maybe you'll see a bird, maybe you'll see a plane, but most likely you will see chemtrails, or contrails, as they like to call it. Those are the little trails that come out of the back of the plane, and they look so pretty, and they expand into a cloud, and then they pour all over you. Ah, it's so wonderful. Cancer. Ah, please depopulate my human brothers and sisters. Anyway, well, there you have it. Being that this is the last show of October, I wanted to make you aware of the pink ribbon fraud. Don't fall for it. Just don't do it. All right. Get a salmon color pink ribbon, and then then you'll really be representing for the breast cancer awareness month. All right. Enough of that. Let's go on to my next article, which there's actually a video for, and this one is called Fox Host, All Hell Could Break Loose on November 1st. Yes, Fox News' Neil Cavuto states that the Department of Homeland Security spent $80 million arming the federal buildings here in New York, also in Arkansas, because November 1st, the food stamps are actually going to go down across the board for everyone by $36. So they're afraid the welfare recipients are going to attack the federal buildings over $36. I find that insane, but hey, you never know. I know if they totally collapse the welfare or the food stamp system, yes, cities will burn in 5 days. We've talked about it in the past couple of weeks. But let's go to the video. This is from Fox News, so you see what the hell I am talking about, my friends.
Well, could this happen here on November 1st? The Department of Homeland Security says, yes, it can. It's spending $80 million to batten cities down. You won't believe why, though. Make Greece. November 1st could be a very, very, iffy kind of a day. And I'm not just talking about what many in the Catholic Church view as All Saints Day. This could be All Hell Breaks Loose Day. The Department of Homeland Security is spending $80 million on a raft of armed guards to protect the IRS and other government buildings in New York. Not from terrorist threats, mind you, but from American citizens, because on November 1st, the food stamp program is set to start decreasing the amount that is allocated to food stamp recipients. Not all, but a good many, and they're worried that violence will ensue. TeaParty.net chief strategist Niger Innis says, like Greece, violence is a serious concern when entitlements are threatened. And Niger, I guess they're preparing for the worst. Should they be?
Well, this is really frightening. I mean, we are on a slow march to becoming Greece. You know, what this says more than anything is that when you have nearly 50 million Americans on food stamps that are forced to be on food stamps because of a miserable economy that big government is strangling, then you have a situation where it's obvious what government can give to you, government can take away.
But you know what's odd about this, Niger, is no one is having anything taken away at this point. Some might see the allocation of their food stamps rearranged, reprioritize, reduce very slightly, but nothing at this point that just strips the stamps from them. So let's say, I don't know how it works, if I have $75 worth of food stamps and I have $70, let's say, they are expecting riots over that. Should they be?
Well, you know, I don't know that they should expect riots this cycle. But if we do not radically change our economy and revamp our economy so that those 50 million people, nearly 50 million people, have an opportunity to be liberated from food stamps, forget 75 versus $70 versus $65.
Right.
What these people need is economic opportunity and a good job so they can put food on their own table. You know, Neil, the slaves had food stamps too. It was called scraps from Massa's table. And we have a crisis within our country right now when you have the 50 million people, nearly the entire West Coast, three states on the West Coast of the United States, on food stamps. That's the real outrage, and that's the real crisis.
To say nothing of about 100 million Americans who get some sort of food assistance. Now, I'm not begrudging the fact that genuinely there's some who genuinely need that help, and we should help them.
I've had enough of that. Thank you very much, my friend. Well, there you got the point there. Mr. Neil Cavuto from the Fox News, the Republican side of the media, bought out and paid for establishment. states that we may get some food stamp riots over $36. But whatever. Give me a call, 212-245-7273. It is October 26th. People, we are live. Come on, give me a call, 212-245-7273. Do you think there are food stamp riots or upon us? Let me know. Well, it appears we have a phone call. We will get to it very shortly. Caller, you are on the air.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? What's on your mind?
Yeah, but with food stamps, man, it looks like they're hitting it where it hurts, man, because that's how you survive. Without food stamps, you have anarchy in your hands. That's like taking food out your kid's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really snatch it away totally all at once, but I think incrementally we need
Like
to
they're
end the
cutting it.
food stamps and get people more independent on themselves, and because
Right.
nobody should be dependent on the government, sucking on the
can't,
government's
man.
nipple, because this government was
They're corrupt,
built
man.
by the
government is
people.
tyrant. Exactly. And Brooklyn got it first. Brooklyn's the one that's getting it worse.
What you talking about, man? Obama was in Brooklyn yesterday. He showed mad
I saw
love
the
with
speech, man,
Jay-Z
which I
and
didn't really look at
Beyonce.
it. I don't pay that garbage mouth no mind because there ain't nothing getting done.
What do you think about that Barney scandal and the whole Jay-Z thing?
That don't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, it's out of control. Hey, Steve,
yeah.
call me back. I got another caller on the line. All right, brother?
Okay, then.
All right, appreciate it. Caller, you're on the air.
How are you?
Good. How are you, sir? What's on your mind?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to comment about the food stamps. The fact of the matter is that I think the oncoming administration should discuss the education of people so that they don't have to rely on food stamps. If you educate our public, we can move them forward as people, especially in minority communities.
My thoughts exactly, sir. Do you think there will be food stamp riots?
Food stamp riots, I think that you may have a hostile environment, but the fact of the matter is people have to realize and take responsibility, and they have to start educating themselves. If they take responsibilities for their current situation, I believe they can move forward. If not, you're just going to repeat a vicious cycle.
I understand you, sir. But let's say that the government shutdown in February happens, and they totally shut down the food stamp system. Are you ready for New York, LA, and Chicago to actually burn?
Listen, this is something and it's a strategy that your next administration is going to have to be prepared for. Anarchy is definitely a possibility, but the fact of the matter is, as long as you enable people to continue to feed off the government, you're going to have to continue to support them. At some point, we all have to take responsibilities for ourselves.
Well, you sound like a very intelligent man, sir. What do you think about the present administration?
I think the present administration serves their own purpose.
Oh, they absolutely do, sir, because my Obamacare premiums just skyrocketed.
Well, here's something that I will tell you. If you look at New York State, they're taking credit for 37,000 new recipients of this medical health care. What they don't tell you is that 30,000 of those people actually signed up for Medicaid. So they are pushing this expense on the taxpaying people, which is unfair.
You're absolutely right. Nothing is for free, sir. Anything else on your mind?
No, that's all today, but I just want to say keep up with the good work. Your show is very interesting and educational.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the call. Great caller right there. Anybody else want to give me a call? Give me a call, 212-245-7273. The number is 212-245-7273. All right. Halfway through the show. Next article, Fort Hood soldiers told that Christians, Tea Partiers, a radical terror threat. But before we get to that, let's get to this phone call and see what this guy has to say. Caller, you're on the air. All right. Caller didn't want to talk. All right. Back to the Fort Hood soldiers told that Christians, Tea Party radicals are a terror threat. Yes, for years, since before, I think, 9/11, or right about after 9/11, the Pentagon has been training, and the Department of Homeland Security has been training firefighters, police officers, soldiers, that people who obeyed and abide by the Constitution are a terror threat. Let's see what this caller thinks. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about, this is something regarding about the power grid.
Oh,
Like
the
on
national
November-
power grid shutdown. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, on November 13th and 14th, the U.S. government is going to be conducting a power grid drill.
Give those dates out again, sir.
November 13th to the 14th, the U.S. government is going to be conducting a power grid drill.
And we know what that's all about.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing some research on YouTube and everything. A lot of people are talking about it, and they have concerns that this can, trigger things here. Like they're fearing about a cyber attack, which is a bunch of BS right there, because, as you know, it's going to be it's going to be a false flag.
Yeah, they're also hitting us with these psychological operations on the television, Steve. I saw this preview on the FX channel for a movie called American Blackout, and they blame the blackout. Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah,
blame.
yeah, American Blackout. I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Exactly, Steve. They blame the blackout on a cyber attack, and
Which is a
mass
false flag.
anarchy. Yes, exactly. It's just more psychological operations being perpetrated upon us to put fear in our mind.
Exactly. That another nation is doing it.
All right, Steve. I'm gonna have to let
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
hold
bro.
on. You're going to
Go
like
ahead.
this because, in, back in earlier what you said about something you're going to be seeing up in the sky tomorrow or something that you should be concerned about?
The chemtrails, yes, the chemical trails that come out of the planes. They come out every Sunday, Steve.
Oh, every Sunday, right? So
Well,
that's
every
something to be
day.
concerned about.
Yeah. Take a look out in the sky for that, and let me know what you think.
UFO, right?
No. They're like clouds. They pour cancer and chemicals, barium, salts, aluminum. Look up chemtrails, Steve. I gotta let you go because I gotta go to this video. I appreciate the
Okay,
call.
then.
All right, brother. All right, back to the Fort Hood soldiers and the Department of Homeland Security training our soldiers that constitutionalists and people who love and uphold the Constitution and Tea Partiers and Christians are a terror threat. I got this video from back in 2001, which is it's a class, and they're teaching police officers, firefighters, soldiers that the founding fathers are terrorists. Let's go to it.
You're damn right, because think about the Christians, okay? Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? No. What did they do? They took your head off. They beheaded you if you didn't accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. See, this is reality. Yeah, they're terrorists, but the bottom line is to them, they are not. Now, why is that important to understand? Because they are as committed to their cause and to their way of life as you are yours. And they see you as being wrong. That's very different. When people are passionate about what they believe in, they become a very difficult enemy to be. Who was the first terrorist organization in the United States? Who?
Founding Fathers.
Founding Fathers. You mean Thomas Jefferson?
Oh, yeah.
You mean George Washington?
Oh, yes.
Paul Revere?
Yeah.
These guys right here, let me ask you something. Did they try to scare people?
Oh, yeah.
They tried to intimidate the British. Did they try...
Pause that right there. Thank you very much. Did you just hear what he said? He said, who were the first terrorists in this country? He said, go back to it, the Founding Fathers.
Who?
Founding Fathers. Yeah.
Founding Fathers. You mean Thomas Jefferson?
Oh, yeah.
You mean George Washington?
Oh, yes.
Paul Revere?
Yeah.
These guys right here, let me ask you something. Did they try to scare people?
Oh, yeah.
They tried to intimidate the British. Did they use acts of violence? Your founding fathers, my founding fathers, were involved in acts of terrorism against British officials because they systematically had British officials assassinated. The guys who we call our founding fathers, George Washington, Mr. Honest, who cut down a cherry tree and admitted it, is the same guy who signed death orders, if you will, on members of the British government, the British Crown, who they wanted to eliminate because politically they had influence in certain pockets of the United States, at that time the 13 colonies, and they wanted to divide and conquer. They may get a whole lot of civilians, And hey, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? If they killed 10,000 civilians tomorrow with a biological agent, that's too bad for them.
Well, there you have it. They are now teaching our police officers, our peace officers, our soldiers, the ATF, those scumbags that should be abolished, that the founding fathers were terrorists. Terrorists! My founding fathers are not terrorists, you scumbag. You see these? You see this flag right here? The United Nations. Those are terrorists, okay? We will sign death orders when you come after us, okay? Like my founding fathers did, okay? I obey and uphold and abide by the Constitution, okay? My founding fathers are not terrorists, okay? George Washington was not a terrorist. George Washington was the greatest president that ever lived. They offered him kingship and he turned it down. Said, no. Now, what did King George from England call him? He said, by God, if he did that, then he is the greatest man that ever lived. To turn down a kingship? Come on. You will not demonize my founding fathers, you pieces of garbage. Wake up, America. Oh, anyway, moving fast here. We got about 7 minutes left. Department of Education builds up massive arsenal of firearms. Education Department has spent over 100 grand in handguns and shotguns since 2001. Oh boy. Why is the Department of Education buying all these firearms? But they're against guns. You know, no guns in school. It's a gun-free zone. But let's purchase some firearms. Yeah, all right. All right, moving fast. Next article, SEAL veteran, military leaders being asked if they will disarm American veterans. Yes, a SEAL, a former Navy SEAL, Ben Smith, warns that the Obama administration is asking top brass in the military if they would be comfortable with disarming U.S. citizens, a litmus test that includes gauging whether they would be prepared to order NCOs to fire on Americans. That's disgusting, okay? This is why they're firing generals left and right, the Obama administration, because generals are saying, no, we will not fire on American people, especially if they're peaceful protesters. What the hell is wrong with you, Obama? Oh, boy. All right. Next article, Interpol chief. This comes from the Interpol chief, people. Now, let's listen up. Armed citizens globally to prevent terror attacks. Yes, the Interpol Security General Ronald Noble told ABC News that one of the only ways to prevent terrorists, like the ones that happened in the Mali Mall and all those people got killed, is by arming the citizens, okay? Because when you have an armed civilian population, as it states in our Second Amendment, we stop crime, you save lives, and you prevent terror, okay? Many people have a different opinion, like this scumbag Piers Morgan, who says the Second Amendment was clumsily written. It's time for a debate to rephrase it. My English accent is off, but yes, this scumbag from CNN, Piers Morgan, he's not even American, and he wants to rewrite my Second Amendment. Enough of that. Yeah, Piers Morgan is a piece of trash, the most filthiest piece of trash on the face of this earth. All right, moving on. Gates Foundation pushing dangerous contraceptives on black populations. Yes, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is taking fire from leaders of black organizations. Yeah, of course, because Bill Gates' father actually ran or contributed into Planned Parenthood. He killed so many black babies, and Bill Gates is planning on killing so many black babies as well. Just look at his presentation when he says, we can solve overpopulation with vaccination. Now, how the hell do you do that? You put poisons in the vaccines, my friends. All right, next article. Meet Google executive who plans to cheat death. This Google executive states that he's taking 150 supplements a day because he wants to live long enough that one day he can merge his human body with machine, like the Terminator, and he will live forever. Oh, yeah, the global elite have a plan for themselves, let me tell you. Oh, boy. All right, next article out of the Daily Mail, UK. Jail social workers who take children without telling parents why. Yes, this is a problem that's going on all over the world. You get social workers and these eugenics family courts who come around and start saying what you can, what you can't do, and they will just snatch up your children and just throw you in an unconstitutional court, which is family court, and take your children. Well, that will not happen. You will have to take my children from my cold dead hands. Anyway, moving on. Next article. Mysterious phone calls from 865-6696 may install NSA surveillance code on your iPhone. So if you get a call from a phone number with no area code, do not answer it. Because if you pick it up, it's the NSA. They're going to download some bug system and they're going to spy on everything you got. All right, we got about a minute left, people. The real reason for Saudi Arabia's shift away from the U.S. The real reason is because China has just dethroned the U.S. as the world's largest oil importer. Yes. It's all going downhill, people. China has just surpassed us in buying oil. Meanwhile, we got more oil right here in America, in North America, than the whole damn world. But that's a dirty little secret. Shh. That was an agreement that was made by Nixon in the 70s, not to sell any of our oil in exchange for, what was it, T-dollars or T-bills? I don't know. Anyway, we're almost out of time. Last article, hit the bumper music. Mark Rubio, NSA surveillance, no big deal. And people are calling Mark Rubio a Tea Partier, even though I don't like the Tea Party. But from what I understand, the definition of a Tea Partier is like sort of like a constitutionalist, libertarian, a real liberal, not a fake liberal, like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. But Mark Rubio says the NSA is no big deal, okay? Don't worry about it. They're spying on you. Whee! It's okay. Let them violate your Fourth Amendment. Mark Rubio, you're a scumbag, and you will be jailed and put on the perp walk as all the other banksters. Anyway, we are out of time, my friends. Join me next week and every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at mnn.org. God bless America, and God save the Constitution. I'll see you next week.